Hey, what's up? My name is Nate, and I'm going to show you my setup for the cold plunging. I bought this standalone freezer or deep freezer. I've had it up and running for a year now. I bought a grill mat, like a mat that you'd have put your grill on, and put it underneath here just to protect my pavers. I also have a bucket of water here. The purpose of this is to try to keep the water in here as clean as possible, because I do what I call water changeouts, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. So obviously I dip my feet into here, and then they go directly into the tank. Now, the black stuff you see in the tank is Flex Seal. What I did was, there are seams in here, and there's seams, of course, on all the corners, and then there's a seam going down here, seam going down there. So I used a caulk and the Flex Seal to seal those seams, okay? And there's a plug down there too to drain. See it right down there. And I sealed that shut also. Now, this morning, I plugged this machine in. And this morning, the water was cold or cool, and now it's pretty cold. And in fact, it might be hard to see. Well, no, you can see it. You see this line here? That's ice starting to build up. It feels about maybe a ½ inch thick. And then there's some more down here. Now, a couple things. So I'm going to leave this plugged in for probably until tomorrow morning. And by that time, you'll see that the ice will be, you know, it's going to be much bigger. It'll be up to here and might be about 1 inch or so thick. You don't want it to get too thick. Now, when I initially created this, I was considering wrapping this with insulation to help keep it colder, but I was actually told by appliance guys to not do that, because the compressor creates heat, and you want to that heat displaces as it needs to do. You don't want it to overheat. So what I do is, so right now it's basically ice cold. It's about 32 degrees accumulating ice. So I could go ahead and put a bag of ice in here, which I probably will do later on this evening or tomorrow. So after I allow kind of a layer of ice to build up on the side, I then unplug it and power it off, and then you could leave it unpowered for usually several days, especially if you put some ice in there. And you don't have to keep it running and running and running and running. In fact, you don't want to. It will freeze solid. So as far as the water change outs, I just take this bucket or a similar bucket, and I just fill it up and heave it out, fill it up, heave it out, and then get all the water out. And any water that's too small that the bucket won't get, I take a small wet vac and I'll suck it out. And then I'll wipe it down with a rag and maybe some cleaner and I do that whenever the water just starts getting too dirty or whatever. So that's kind of my rundown. If I can think of anything else I need to share, I will. But you only need, when you do it the way that I do it, which it was kind of a learning process for me, you only have to plug it in, like, I don't know, once a week, and it maintains its coldness, if that makes sense. All right, so some time has elapsed. You can see, it might be hard to see, but the layer of ice is not only deeper, meaning it goes farther down, but you can see it's protruding like, I don't know, maybe an inch now on both sides. And generally, I'll let it get a little bit thicker than this, so it stays colder longer. So I'm gonna keep this plugged in for a couple more hours, but then after that, I'll unplug it and it'll be good. I'll put some ice in here to keep it even colder, and then I can leave it unplugged for several days, maybe even nearly, depending on your climate, of course, you know, half a week or a week. So that's it. for 5 minutes. Nice. Nice. Crushed it.